Welcome back. Let's continue with the third section, which is on accessing the carious lesion, removing the carious lesion, and then restoring the tooth. Now, we're done with diagnosing the lesion. Let's see how to access these lesions using a minimally invasive technique. When we talk about accessing the lesion, we are referring to de-roofing of the site or removing the enamel from that site. That means removing the unsupported, intact enamel layer that covers the underlying caries. It must be done in a minimally invasive manner. One of the ways I do it is by using this comfortable cavity prep kit. In my clinic, it has a complete set of tools for accessing the lesion in a minimally invasive method and finish it off by finishing and polishing. Let's go through these tools so that we know what and how they do it. So to access the lesions, we use the fissurotomy bars. They are specially designed to access non-cavitated lesions in a minimally invasive method. There are three different types: the fissurotomy original burr, fissurotomy micro NTF, and fissurotomy micro STF. Original and NTF burrs have lengths of 2.5 mm. That's specifically designed so that the burr does not cross the dentine. It stays in the enamel and the patient feels no pain. The STF is 1.5 mm in length and is used in primary teeth. We could also use these two burrs, the 557 crosscut and the number 330 gabite. But the problem with 557 is that it requires anesthesia administration and it creates lots of noise, which means that the patient may become anxious. Number 330 causes occlusal convergence of axial walls, while we ideally require a V-shape preparation. So in comparison to the number 557 and 330, fissurotomy burrs are better because number one, the maximum length of it is 2.5 mm, which when inserted fully ends just above the dentoenamel junction and does not involve dentinal tubules, and thus no anesthesia is required. It also creates divergent axial walls, V-shaped cavity. Here's another advantage as compared to the 330 and 557. The fissurotomy burrs remove 91% less tooth structure when compared to 557 burr and 87% less tooth structure when compared to the 330 burr. So this picture here shows de-roofing of enamel using fissurotomy burr. What we do is we just give painting-like strokes against the discolored enamel to reveal underlying caries. Let's come to the third step, identifying the carious lesion. So in these pictures, we see how using only fissurotomy burr, we accessed the carious lesion. Second picture is the end result, the entire lesion has been revealed. And now that we have removed the caries, how do we reliably know mid-course that we're doing it right and all caries has been removed? So that's the fourth step, caries removal with confirmation. So the right minimally invasive way is to use a polymer smart burr to remove caries. And the advantage, no need to anesthetize the tooth. Given current evidence, dentists might not need to attempt excavation until only hard dentine remains in proximity to the pulp. Instead, their choice of excavation criteria or method should be guided by clinical requirements and outcomes. So let's take a look at the function of the polymer burr. Dentine after caries removal using a carbide burr reveals many exposed dentinal tubules that provide a direct link to nerve endings in the pulp chamber, requiring local anesthesia to ensure patient comfort. Carbide burrs cannot discriminate between healthy and infected dentine. Here is a real case we did in our clinic. So the first picture shows a cavitated tooth. De-roofing is done using fissurotomy burr, shown in picture 2, and gross caries removed by polymer burr, shown in picture 3. So after removing gross caries, composite filling is done. The filling is adjusted and smooth. Later, polishing is done and using different burrs in the complete preparation kit. So this is the before and after picture of the case. The polymer burrs are more conservative in design than carbide burrs because carbide does not discriminate between healthy and infected dentine. It can feed into pulp exposure, while polymer is only hard enough to remove infected dentine only. To assess dentine, caries removal effectiveness and minimum invasiveness, potential of carbide and polymer burrs. In conclusion, polymer burrs accomplish the concept of minimal invasive dentistry, showing its self-limiting ability. The minimal invasiveness potential showed that carbide burrs resulted in the worst compromise between the effective and selective infected caries removal. One of the goals of conservative dentistry is to develop a method for removing caries-infected dentine while preserving caries-unaffected dentine. The use of polymer burrs appears to offer a straightforward and efficient means for achieving this goal and conserving healthy tooth structure. In a preliminary patient trial done in New York University, 20 patients were taken in total. 32 cavity preps done performed by 9 dentists. They found out that 95% of the dentists rated the removal of decay as good or excellent. 97% of cavity preps were successfully completed without the need for anesthesia, and 100% of dentine removal resulted in no pain without use of anesthesia. Wow, this can really result into a lot of happy patients and success stories. Continuing, they said that 9.5 rating on comfort level from patients were received, and 100% of patients surveyed preferred the new technology. The study concluded that 84% of subjects would prefer use of polymer burr as compared to carbide burr with no local anesthesia for future dental treatment. These are the adjust and smooth and pre-polished burrs from the complete preparation kit. We have separate burrs for interior and posterior teeth. We finish off with polishing with these J Supreme burrs. These are one-step polishing burrs, which means lots of time is saved to achieve the reflective glass mirror effect. Here's another patient we did at the clinic. Latch-driven carbide round burr around periphery was used, and the polymer burr was used at the pulpal floor to remove caries. Remaining caries was identified using a spectrometry to detect whether caries is remaining or not. Here is another case. Discoloration and even a carious lesion is seen in gingival third of the tooth. It is accessed or de-roofed using carbide burr after anesthesia. Gross caries removed using polymer burr. The initial layer of caries has been removed. A polymer burr is used to remove the final carious lesion, and the caries is removed completely. Main lesion is restored, and the third pic shows the end result. This is the before and the after picture of it. The fifth step, talking about restoration, a sensitivity-proof bonding agent and strong aesthetic composite is used. So let's walk through this case again. The radiograph showed no evidence of occult caries, but when the enamel was de-roofed and accessed, it revealed a fairly big lesion of occult caries. So to avoid any issue of sensitivity, a 7th generation one-component adhesive is applied to the prepped cavity. In this specific case, the Supra Nano 7th generation adhesive is used, which has low viscosity. Then a paste composite is used on top of that. In this case, the Supra Nano Composite SA1 was used. The composite is placed in 2 mm increments because curing light does not penetrate any further. This is the before and the after picture of it. Finishing off the case with polishing burrs.